Alright guys, we're back in the world of DNA, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my Rebecca build. This is going to be a build that is very specific for essentially farming. You'll be able to accomplish pretty much any form of content in the game currently available, especially in the earlier form of the game, because again, this is obviously a little bit more towards the early game, but I'm going to be showing off a build that you guys can use. If you're playing Rebecca a lot, if you like her, if you think she's a cool character, this build is for you. Let's go ahead and jump in game and show you how to make this build work out. Alright guys, so we're over here on the build. I'm going to be focusing on Rebecca for the most part for the next couple of days, as well as Hellfire when I unlock her later this evening, very likely. I want to show you guys her build, and if you want to come watch me play live, I'll be streaming it here on YouTube as well as Twitch, so make sure you come stop by if you have any questions about DNA. I'm probably going to be covering this game really in depth because I do really like it. Either way, enough yapping, let's go over how we're building her. So first, I'm gonna show you where to get the items because I'm assuming most of you haven't played the game before. So a little bit of explanation. So first things first, let's go over her demon wedges because these are gonna be the thing that makes the most out of the character. So our center demon wedge, I don't know what this slot is called yet, but whatever this is called, this center slot, you can get this from being level 25. This is going to be one of the rewards you get, and this is going to give you more tolerance cap. So when you upgrade this to 5 out of 5, is actually going to give you more tolerance cap, and this is going to be the juice essentially to upgrade your mods or your demon wedges. I'm using this one for now, the Feathered Serpent. This gives you the ability to like do multiple dashes in the air or something. It's going to give you more tolerance, and then it's going to give you some actual stats. For the most part, we're just using it for the tolerance, so it's not that important. Next, we're going to be getting the Siren Wings. This is going to give us max sanity. Sanity is your mana if you're not familiar, as well as skill efficiency. So that's going to be 12%. As you can see here, when we look at our skills, we have 31 on our AoE skill here, and then we have 66 for it right now, and that's because efficiency is making this way more effective. We got range on it, we got duration on it, so it's actually lasting a good amount, but that's kind of why it's a little bit cheaper. So going back to our demon wedges, we're using Pan's Violation or whatever that word is. This is going to give us skill damage, which is super important. Next, we're going to be using Pan's Eternity, which is going to give us skill duration by 20% when we max this out. This is a max out, by the way. We really want to max this out. We also have Pan's Wings, and this is going to give us more max sanity as well as effective HP. I have been experimenting with a raw efficiency, and this is, I think you want to have this because it makes you way more effective. Like this 60% is big. We don't have 2 slots unlocked yet, so we'll get to those soon, but there's a very strong argument you can swap the skill efficiency for just like a flat sanity, and you can work with it, but I'm using that for now. Over here, we're going to be grabbing Pan's Spectrum, and this is going to give us skill range. And then finally, we're going to be using the Griffin Sea Wave. And this one's really big because this is going to give you Hydro Attack as well as skill damage. And as you can see, coming over here to our skills, we have 235 Hydro Attack. We're getting 142% skill damage and 142% skill range, and with 120%, so just 20% more duration and 112% efficiency, so we're just a little bit more efficient on our skill casting. And this, again, I'm gonna just show you guys a little bit of the range. I don't really know how to go to the training room, but you can see here we have really big coverage. I'm probably showing footage next to this, but we have really big coverage here, and it makes it much easier for us to just pretty much cover the whole entire area. We're gonna be peppering it and just keeping this up and dealing a lot of damage. So for those of you who are a little bit newer to the game, how do we farm these items? You're gonna come over here to the major hub where you come to like craft everything. Come over here to your commissions. You're gonna click the commissions here at the top, and then what you're looking for is for demon wedge commissions. And as you can see here, this is where you get them. And what you're gonna be doing is ideally you're gonna want to get everything because this is gonna be useful for your like levels. As you can see here, I got everything except for like 1 or 2 of them. So you want to get those, and then this is where a good portion of the skill ones are. As you can see here, it's right here. And then I'm strong enough to do 60. I can actually almost do 80 if I had friends to play this game with. But anyway, we can do 60 as well with this skill, and you probably saw some of the footage, and so this is where you're gonna get it, because as you can see here I got a few of those hydro ones. So you can get it from just doing the expulsion missions. So for those who are wondering how you do it here. Coming over to our skills, we just maxed our skills out for the most part. Like, we're just maxing everything we can. The only thing I'm not maxing right now is getting the Lovesick Synergy just yet, because this requires me to go do the Nocturnal Echoes, and I really want to save my Nocturnal Echoes for the for Demon Mommy, so I'm not gonna really be using it. But if you do want to level that up, just come here to this Crystal Beast and go ahead and farm it up. I'm gonna hold off on it because again, I want Hellfire this week if possible. But yeah, pretty much everything here, just upgrade it, and I'm just gonna show you where you can get it for those who are not familiar with it. Coming back to the commission board, come to commissions, and then you need to do the capture for skill upgrades. So as you can see here, they're going to give you the Eyes of Affinity, and it's going to give you all the different skill upgrades. So you're just going to come here to capture, do the level 50 capture. You're probably seeing it in the background, but you're just going to capture the enemy, do the quest, and then you'll be able to get these. So that's where you're going to be farming it to make your skills more effective. So coming over to our weapon, we're going to be using the Vernal Jade Halberd. The reason for this is simple. It has really good attack speed, and then it's going to do 40% damage to targets affected with a bonus effect. Seeing that she does apply statuses pretty passively, if you're not familiar with how this character works, her passive effect when you hit will put a poison glove on them, and they can stack up to 6 times, and this is going to put a extra effect on them. And whenever you activate your ultimate, it's going to not consume it, but it's going to do damage based on the number of poison of love. You're going to get extra hydro damage based on it, and that's why it's important to have this one, because you're going to be taking advantage of that. Now coming over to our Demon Wedges for our melee weapon, we're kind of in the same boat where we don't have a lot of tolerance yet, but we did get a little bit of an upgrade. The first thing we're going to be doing is the Commanding Thrust. What this does is it upgrades your polearm normal attacks to summon phantom spears that strike the target, and it will double the damage of the standard melee attack, and it's going to give us some attack range, which is valuable. This is a very special one you can only get from doing the dream thingy. I don't really know the name of everything just yet because I'm a little new, but you're going to come over here to the Mystic Maze, and whenever you do the Mystic Maze, you have the ability to go to the Spindle of Fate. I can't visually see it right now. So in the Fortune's Favor section, you will see these echoes, basically. You can see here I got the Edgeless one. This one is for the, I think the Greatsword. You can get something like that for the polearm. It's going to cost you 2,000 of these. So you just need to do the Mystic Maze. I really love this gameplay mode, so it doesn't bother me too much. I'll have some videos of this up, like in the next, like, couple of hours, so you guys can kind of see how to do it if you're having a hard time completing this. But yeah, you just come over here and you buy it, and you can get this, and this will morph your ability. So coming back over here to our weapon, we're gonna get Celerity. I think that's what it's called. It's gonna give us attack speed. I think that's pretty straightforward, more attack speed. We're also going to be getting Fenrir's Utmost, and what this does is each combo level is going to increase your crit chance by 10%. If you're not familiar with your combo level, when you're melee attacking, you'll see your combo on the right side by grade, and this is going to scale by grade. We were only able to upgrade this to +2, seeing that our tolerance is already maxed out and it doesn't come with like a aura slot. I'm gonna be using a lot of Warframe terms for my Warframe players, but yeah, it didn't come with an aura slot on this weapon, so you won't be able to get any efficiency out of it. But yeah, that's what we're using. We're also using focus because it's going to give us crit. This weapon has a base 24% crit chance, so it's actually a pretty strong crit weapon, and this is a multiplier of the base. For those who's wondering, this is not a flat addition, this is a multiplier of the base. So you're going to get 40% of 24, which goes up to 33.6. Just want to make sure to explain this to players so people understand what these number values mean. Coming over here to Impetus, this is going to give us flat 30% damage increase. Rage is going to give us a flat 40% crit damage, so your crit damage multi is going to get a 40% increase, and that's all we can really afford right now. But over here we're going to come back to the Demon Wedge, but again, for the more rare ones, because those are the most important anyway, kind of the same thing. You can come over here and you know, farm it up. And then if you want the higher tier ones, if your build can handle it, if you're following my build, it can handle it, you can come over here and get them as well. When it comes to our Geniemon, the Geniemon we're going to be using is the Miraculous Bunyavia. I think you can actually change the name of these. But anyway, what this does is it increases the attack of all your allied summons. So this one is actually really important to this character because all of your Q that you put out are considered summons. So that's what you're going to be using. And we're also going to get the passive skill Hydro attack for the main character is going to be increased by 1.2%. This is going to provide a Demon Wedge prefix with Phoenix. Is going to give them extra stat bonuses. So anything that has a Phoenix prefix, which I think is just the white ones, or I think it looks yellow to me, a light yellow or whatever. Anyway, these here, these little crappy ones, they're going to get bonuses from this wedge. I'm assuming when he upgrades, he may give other better buffs, but the prefixes of these are going to get better. So you could argue putting the Phoenix ones in here until you get the better ones to make it make your character a little bit better. But that's what that pet does. For now, just keep in mind we don't have a lot of traits unlocked because I mean I haven't been able to upgrade them just yet. The base stats are fine, but we're going to be looking for Frugal to put on this character, which is going to be pretty big. Possibly auto pickup range, just so I can actually pick up all the loot, which is going to be good. So gluttonous could be an option. And then the last thing I'm looking for is going to be fierce, of course, because I just want flat attack. Ideally, I would want to get the legendary ones, but I just kind of want to be a little bit more realistic on what you guys can actually achieve. So that's what we're aiming for when it comes to these items. So finally, let's actually end this video out by just talking about her passive skills, how she plays, and how you're going to approach a fight. One thing that's super important is we obviously didn't talk about a ranged weapon, right? And the reason why is because Rebecca doesn't seem to get as much synergies from using a ranged weapon compared to just using flat out melee weapons. Because of her True Love Trial ability, which whenever she deals damage with a melee weapon, she's going to put statuses on an enemy, or whenever she uses her summon to do it, she's going to put statuses on her enemies. This tells me as a player that it's kind of a little bit discouraged to use ranged weapons, as you won't apply statuses onto the enemy. You won't be able to get your benefits from your big AoE explosions. So she's more like a melee caster based character. So how we're going to basically approach most fights is we're going to jump into the mission. We're going to be dropping our caress all over the mission. We're going to keep about maybe 2 or 3 up, depending on how strong the enemy is. So if they're up level, you can easily go with 1 or 2 just to get your statuses going, and you're just going to basically use your spear to do the big slam down and apply statuses. Once you get a good group of them with like at least 6 statuses, that's usually when I pop it, you're going to use your ultimate, and that's going to just give extra bonus damages, and you're just going to blow the enemy up and just kill the whole entire room. And this is going to be mainly used when they're much stronger. For the most part, your build should naturally just kill them without doing ultimates. But if they're like red numbers like you're probably seeing in the background now, then you're going to use your ultimate a little bit more. This is where skill efficiency just comes in really clutch, because you get a lot more out of your mana, and I think she's really good at just casting spells and blowing up the screen. Again, I think she's like probably one of the best free farmers that you're going to get early, and I think this is why I really wanted to build her, because she's like a really good farmer. For the most part, that is kind of the basics of her. She's a pretty straightforward character, but should you have any questions, of course, feel free to leave them down below. I will be answering comments. As usual, guys, I think I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Probably just let the rest of like this mission play out. But if you have any questions, feel free to stop by the stream. I stream just short of every single day. I'm going to be streaming this game just short of every single day because I really like it. Feel free to leave me a like as well as sub. I would really appreciate that. I'm going to be making builds for every single character in this game. So make sure you want to follow that for that, because it's, you know, we're going to be covering them. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one very soon.